What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing a beer from Threes Brewing, and they're out of Brooklyn, New York, and this is their Far Between, and this is the 2022 release. So they're calling this one an oak-aged Festbier-style Oktoberfest. It comes in at 5.6% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed, time of review. This can is just over 6 weeks old. So I've reviewed quite a few Oktoberfests this year, 10 over the course of the official Oktoberfest celebration in Munich, Germany. And then I had some others given to me. I picked up a couple other ones that sounded interesting, and this is one of them. So I was at my favorite local bottle shop of choice, Premier Gourmet in Amherst, New York. Shout out to them. And one of the employees, Kenny, who has recommended stuff before in the past, he was like, hey, if he's like, I know you had a lot of Oktoberfest so far this year, but have you had this one? And I was like, no. And he's like, well, you should try it out. And I was like, okay. And I looked and I was like, oak-aged fest beer. So I've had an oak-aged Märzen, which was Oktoberfest from Firestone Walker. And I've had a bourbon barrel-aged Imperial Märzen, Ultimate Oktoberfest from Founders. So why not an oak-aged fest beer? So I grabbed this one, and here we are. So have a couple more to post, or well, I should say review and post over the next, say, month. But I wanted to review this one because it just sounds so different. You don't get a lot of fest beers brewed by American breweries as opposed to Märzens, and on top of it, you don't get many oak-aged ones. So let's give this one a go, and this looks like an actual fest beer. So a lot of times when American breweries put fest beer down instead of Märzen, it looks like a Märzen, right? Or a Märzen. And I poured that, not that crazy, but yeah. So this is oak-aged. This is in a oak foudre is what they aged this one in. And I'm curious to see how this style in comparison to the Märzen works, because I feel like it's a bit lighter in character, fest beers, and a little bit easier to drink. So I don't know how the oak aging process will work in comparison to a Märzen, who has more that bready caramel type of flavor. Anyway, so this has some decent chill haze. This is not right out of the fridge, about 20 minutes or so. So it has chill haze, but also has condensation. But it just has a little bit more haziness because it was in that foudre. 3 finger of this bright white, soap sudsy and creamy looking head. A little bit, because there's huge bubbles and there's very tightly compact bubbles. Good carbonation. Plays the role of an oak-aged fest beer. Let's get a nose. That's nice. So what I thought was going to happen is something that happened similar to when I try and review foudre aged like pilsners, right? But I feel like that fest beer is going to be more like that, where the Märzen's a little bit different, and that's what I'm kind of getting in the nose. Getting like a very slight touch of like oaky vanilla. So like the vanillins, very slight. More of a pronounced funkiness in this one. Like that sulfur is definitely there. More of like a crackery kind of malt, crackery, slightly bready, biscuity, but more to the crackery, biscuity side of things. Lemon zest. Maybe a touch of like a red apple core, like the skin. Pear, white, like a white fruit, pear. Has a very, not very impactful and boisterous, but like there's a floral, herbaceous kind of nose to this one from the hops. It smells really good. It smells like it's going to be super refreshing. I'm interested to see how the oak plays in the taste as opposed to the nose, though. So let's get into it. Prost, everyone. Thanks again, Kenny, for the recommendation. That's damn solid. Ooh, the aftertaste. The aftertaste is really nice. Body in this lower side of medium. The mouthfeel, it's crisp. It's relatively clean, effervescent, very crispy. This is a, dare I say, crispy boy. It's very crispy on the palate. Carbonation is like moderate to high carbonation. The taste, though, I really like the finish of this. I think it kind of, this is going to sound bad, but I think it saves the beer, because I don't think the beer is like all that bland or anything, but I feel like it's not like over the top with flavors. I didn't expect it to be. It's a fest beer, oak-aged fest beer. Like, I'm not expecting crazy flavors, but the finish is really nice. We'll talk about momentarily. So right at the front of the palate, I'm getting that crackery, biscuity kind of malt sensation, slightly bready, but more biscuity and crackery. As it passes through, zippy kind of lemon zest, lemon pith, lemon rind. Then I get hit with like a slight pearish kind of note. But then it quickly transitions into this floral, herbaceous, spicy kind of hop note, more to the floral, herbaceous side. This is full-on dry. There's a big dryness here, and it's giving me oak tannin kind of dryness vibes. But what happens is on the finish, I'm hit with this like red apple core, red apple skin, maybe even a slight sweet red apple, just very slight. and there's a little bit of like a lingering vanilla, like a very slight lingering vanilla with that red, almost like a candied red apple, but very slight, like just a slight candied kind of sweeter nuance to it. It's not like, don't think it's like crazy sweet, like a pastry beer or something like that. Like, no, it just has a little bit more of a sweetness on the finish. This is mild to moderately bitter. This is more dry than bitter though. And I just really like that finish. That finish makes me want to come back for this beer. I think as is, if I didn't... Yeah. So, it wouldn't be a Beer Patrol review if I didn't spill shit everywhere, would it be? I just didn't think that was that aggressive. You know, it happens. It happens. It clearly just happened here, and not much we can do about it. I used to not even wipe, I couldn't even wipe this shit up, but, that's just a beautiful looking beer now. Like, as I pour that in, the head is beautiful. We're not going to take any more sips because I want to drink the rest of this off camera. There's not much more to say about it. So, I would say this. This is a unique take on a fest beer for me. Something I haven't had before. That finish is delightful. 5.6%, really can't tell. It's a somewhat, like the first 75% of the palate, somewhat just solid, somewhat boring, but that finish makes up for the somewhat boring nature of the beer. But I really enjoy this one. That finish makes up for it, and I think it's unique enough where, I would definitely buy this again if the price point wasn't a little bit steep. We'll talk about that momentarily. So far between the 2022 release from Threes, I'm going to go low 4. I'll go 3.9 out of 4. I think that's where this one lands. Really solid, good beer. Love that unique finish. And price and availability. Availability, I don't have any idea with Threes. I know we get them in here in New York State. Outside of that, no idea. If you see them outside New York State, let me know. I used to drink a lot of their beer. I've only reviewed one of the beer from them on the channel. It was like 4 years ago. Outside of that, though, like, I haven't drank a lot of their beer over the past 4 or 5 years. I used to a lot when they first showed up here. I really dug their stuff, so I need to pick up more from them because they can make some good beer. And price point, here's where, again, I kind of go sideways, a little wonky for me. 4-pack of this, I believe at the brewery was $18, and that's kind of the price point that I paid for. I paid like $4.69 or something for that can. For $18 a 4-pack, is it worth it? Well, it is oak aged, so keep that in mind. But I would like to see this in like the $16 range at most, right? That would be my preference. Especially other Oktoberfests are, some of the good ones are, around 14, 15 bucks a 4-pack. So I think in this market, it's probably a fine price point, but I would like to pay no more than like $3.50 to $4 for that can. That'd be my preference. But I do think it's fun to try, and if you see it on the shelves and you want to give it a go, I recommend it from the aspect that it's a unique, different type of take on the style. Outside of that, I don't know if I could recommend it. Anyway, if you've had this one before, post in the comment section. Once again, huge thanks to Kenny for the recommendation. Fun beer. Just like that finish. I'm going to go drink the rest of it. Clearly, I don't know how to pour beer because I'm terrible at it. I really didn't think that was going to go over, but what I think and what actually happens usually doesn't match up most of the time. So anyway, appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. To the next one. Cheers. Or should I say, prost.